Ladies and gentlemen, I am Connor Chap, the classy Enderman, the steampunk wizard samurai, the man who makes up stupid-sounding titles for himself, and welcome to the RAC Pack modded server. Against all dictates of reason and logic, I was allowed onto this server, which is a private survival server running a private mod pack that includes some, if not all, of my favorite mods out there. But there's a bit of a twist to this, in that not only are all of the players YouTube personalities with their own channels where they upload their own experience on the server, but we have all agreed to a sort of friendly PvP. So we're going to need to be able to defend ourselves from whatever the heck people cook up. And with 198 mods to choose from, people's arsenals are going to be varied and sometimes terrifying. I first learned about this server from Riella and her videos. She's essentially a supervillain. We've got all kinds of other players on here. There's Frog-Legged, who calls himself the Good Witch. There's Any-Oneers, who is most certainly not the Good Witch. There's Apex Gamester, who's building a huge arena alongside Eternal Beta, who's the server's information broker of sorts, finding where people are hiding their bases and selling off that information, so EB will probably get name-dropped a ton in this episode because I'm terrified of him. There's Patchwing and Parker, both of whom have airships, and a fair few other people who I have not had the chance to meet yet, but hopefully we will be able to get to know in the course of this series. So enough of this stupid opening narration. I'm gonna go out on my little boat that I'm about to make, and I'm going to find a good place for a base, and I'm going to gather some resources, and then we can get going. But one last thing before cutting forwards. Generally in my videos, I like to put a lot of music, like constant soundtrack music. And in this series, I'm not going to do that, because I don't want to spend that much time editing these episodes, because I'm planning on making these episodes more frequently. So you will not be getting a soundtrack the entire way through. However, since this is the first episode, and I feel like embarrassing myself in front of everyone, I'm about to make you sit through this. 1, 2, 3, go! Montage. Here on the rack, infernal mobs roam free, so watch your back. Found Any-Oneers base, but now I've gotta go find my own place. My face. Hey, weird manna dude, getting up in my face, being rude. When I run you through, I'll get to transform into you. That's weird. Well, I can't be seen, cause Riella said EB's a genius. Can't fend them off, ain't got my gear, but if I got a bling, I might make it here. So I'll try my luck, and hopefully not suck. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, it's an ass. Why's that ass's ass made out of glass? Build a smeltery. No BB doesn't find me. Hey, I'm on the rack. Well, here we are. We've mined, we've crafted, and now we are deep underground so that we can hide from EB. I mean, everyone, but mostly EB. So, here we are, and what are we going to do with ourselves in this crazy little place that we've decided to live? Well, so far what I've done is I've hollowed out a little hallway, and I decided that I wanted to hollow out a bigger hallway, so I did that, and then I made a Tinker's Construct smeltery thing, using largely ex nihilo, to get all the materials, and everyone else has talked about ex nihilo in their videos, basically, at least everyone else that I have seen, so I won't really cover it, but the basic gist of it is you use hammers, you smash stuff, stuff turns into stuff, and it's pretty great. But the thing that I've found, that I don't think anyone else has really found, is that if you smash smooth stone with the hammer, you occasionally get Vintium dust from Ars Magicka. Isn't that weird? And it's not just Vintium dust, you also get blue topaz and this other thing that I've forgotten the name of already, chimerite. So yeah, those 3 Ars Magicka things are really easy to get for some reason in this mod pack. And if you'll look over here in one of my splendid little chests, I have 5 stacks of Vintium, and 3 stacks of chimerite, and 3 stacks of blue topaz. I haven't even found a single stitch of basic aluminum yet. I haven't found a diamond yet. And yet I'm swimming in Vintium dust. In fact, I want to give myself a bath with this stuff. Oh, so much Vintium. Oh wait, how? There we go. Vintium. That was decadence at its magical finest. So let's pick all this back up before it despawns. Needless to say, we are wanting to become a mage, because that's part of our whole thing, is we are a mage. We are also a sort of steampunk engineer, apparently, and of course we're a samurai, although I don't have a katana. This is a weird... It's a bronze iron sword that I made out of basic materials. We'll make a better sword later. Let's put on my armor so that I don't get murdified by anything. Today, we want to immediately get going on magic, because as you know, on this server, people can be slightly hostile, and by slightly hostile, I mean there are witches and man-witches. I guess a man-witch is a warlock, but I like calling them man-witches. And worse out there waiting for us. So we would like to become a mage so that we can defend ourselves. I am planning on doing a bit of Thaumcraft, but I will do that in the background, because if you want to see me poodle around in Thaumcraft, you can always watch episode 3 and onwards of my other show, Ender Academy, available now on a YouTube near YouTube. Oh, hibbidi-bida! Shameless plug. Sorry about that. Anyway, so far, yeah, this is all I've done. I've just hollowed out this area, got all that topaz, and built my Tinker's Construct smeltery. And if you'd like to see how to build a Tinker's Construct smeltery, you can watch episode 7 of my other show, Ender Academy, available now on Hibbity How! Hibbity-Now! Okay, that needs to stop immediately. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize deeply for all of the shameless plugs that I have been delivering for my other show, Ender Academy. If this has damaged you or your loved ones in any way, well, all damage claims will be rejected, but I'm very sorry. Anyway, I'm going to turn off the what am I looking at thing, because I don't want that. Goodbye. It's very useful when you're starting out, but now I just like my screen to be clean. A clean screen machine. So, Ars Magicka. What are we going to need for Ars Magicka? Well, for starters, for both Ars Magicka and Thaumcraft, we're going to need books. I've got some leather from some poor hapless cows that I've needed to exterminate and terminate, but unfortunately we don't have any paper. And I know I could make paper out of wood using a pulverizer, I believe. Pulverizer. Wood chips can then be used to make paper. But I don't want to get into technology first. I'd like to just go out and get some reeds and then come back down here. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to walk very, 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 very far away from my base. And then I'm going to start looking for reeds. And I'll probably just collect any reeds that I see there. But we're all doing this thing, all of us on this server, of everyone's trying to keep their base hidden other than any oneers, because, you know, he doesn't care. He's a frickin' man-witch. He does what he wants. So, I will go all the way up to the surface world, which I've hardly ever visited. Hopefully infernal mobs will not kill my face or other vital extremities, and we will see what we can find. Be right back. Oh, crap. Quicksand exists, by the way. In this world, quicksand exists. That's a thing that we need to deal with. And also, apparently, crazy horse-pig hybrids exist. Horse, why, pig, no. I'm leaving. I'm continuing on my merry way. Which way was I going? This way. Here we go. Da-da-da-da. Hopefully EB isn't able to figure out where I live magically by watching this clip, although he probably will. Oh, gosh. I'm terrified! Yay! Whoa, quicksand. Well, it is now nighttime. We still have not spotted a single sugarcane, and just as I say that, we spot sugarcane. Alright, that's essentially all we need. It is currently nighttime out here, which means Mobs will now spawn everywhere. Thank you, angry zombie. Oh, and hello, Enderman. How are you? I cannot exactly teleport, but I will try to take you out all the same. I was able to take him out, and now, I believe, I can transform into him. That would be crazy. We could finally go back to the way we were meant to be. Of course, we couldn't teleport still. Alright, I'm trying to figure out what you are. I think you're a zombie with a facehugger on him. And I would not like to die, so I'm going to retreat a little bit. This is the entire reason why I build long swords all the time, because they allow me to pole vault using a sword. And seriously, pole vaulting and sword fighting, those are just two of the best things ever. There's some more Ars Magica flowers over there. I got a bunch of the blue orchids here. I also got a Desert Nova, a Tarma root. All these things are going to be useful in Ars Magica. It is a mod that I have never played, but hopefully I won't be completely incompetent at it. Generally, I'm pretty good at magic stuff, so yeah. I am at better health now, so we might as well retreat. Hello, creepers. If any of you are infernal, I will just be screwed. Alright, let's head back home, and I will meet you back there. Unless I die. Which would suck. Don't die. Don't die, Connor. You got this. You're so classy. You can't die. You're too classy to die. This is not good water. I will refrain from touching that. Ah! This is Any1er's base. He, unfortunately, does not grow sugar cane, so we can't even ingratiate ourselves with the server by stealing from anyone, because he has nothing that we'd want to steal. Look! Look at all this life, all this plant. He channels the energy of nature through this altar to do all of his crazy dark magic. I, for one, prefer to get my energy straight from the source in the form of vis and mana, but to each their own, I say. What's this leaf? Nom. Catching leaves. Well, there were no sugarcane to be had here, so the search continues. Okay. Oh-ho! Looks like we hit the mother lode. We've got the 2 sugarcane in our inventory and the 2 others that we found on camera that we've already delivered back to the base, but over there, finally, we've got a good amount of sugarcane. So I'm just going to harvest the tops of those, leave them to grow so that other fortunate travelers may stumble upon them, and then we'll be able to get back, make some books, and ooh, Tarma root. This stuff is also useful for Ars Magica. I'm just going to take all of it because I'm a greedy basset hound. Here we are, sugarcane. Harvest the tops off. No one will miss it. It will all just grow back. That is enough for all the books that we need for our project. So, oh, wow, I just remembered I had the map open in the top right corner. Everyone's been forgetting their maps in the top right corner. And that's been a good part of how EB, who is currently on Eternal Betas Online, hey EB, shout out, has been able to find everybody. So, hopefully he will not find me, though. I have all my, crap. I'll need to blur that, too. So much censoring, and this episode doesn't even include nudity yet. Why did I say yet? Let's just head back to base. Oh, gosh. This is embarrassing. Ah, you see that? I think I see a glimmer of something through the grass. This is the other thing that I've been looking for. It is a pool of magical essence, and this is what we're going to use to form our spellbook. Now, I was just going to bucket this stuff up and bring it home, but first, I think I'm going to really quickly nag a little bit of wood, make a crafting table, make a book. I already have the item frame, and we will just be able to do this thing right here. Thank you, cherry tree. Ah, my inventory's full. I got a bunch of seeds, including 3 mandrake seeds. These are actually absurdly easy to come by if you just punch a bunch of grass. I don't need cotton. There we go. Cherry wood. Cherry wood crafting table. It's just a normal crafting table. Alright. So, this is how we make our spell tome. At least our Ars Magica spell tome. The Thumbcraft spell tome is just made with a magic wand and a bookshelf. I'll do that later. This I'm much more excited about because I've never done it before. No, no, no. We don't want to convert all of that into paper. We just want one to make one book. One measly little book. There we go. Egg, goodbye. Hopefully, oh, I did not create life. Oh well.
You can't win every time. I'm just going to put this on the side of the crafting table very unceremoniously and put this in the item frame and watch the magic happen. Now that is power. Here we go. Let's grab that, and now I have unlocked the secrets of the arcane. This is the arcane compendium. You see now I have on the right of my screen, I have a little mana bar which I can set to quarter moon or half moon. I'll set it to quarter moon. And then on the left I have my burnout. Basically, as I use magical abilities, I will lose mana and gain burnout, and burnout makes magical spells cost more, is I believe how it works. This arcane compendium contains all of the stuff, so we will be able to read all the stuff like what I just literally told you. First thing I'm going to do is use a command, AMUICFG, which allows us to configure the entire heads-up display layout, but mainly what I want is the options, show mana, burnout. That's not what I want. I want show only when a spell, book, or staff is equipped. Yes, that's what I want. So these mana layouts will only show when I have a spell equipped, so I'll need to actually get a spell. So what I'm actually going to do is empty out my inventory a little bit. Raw lamb chop, don't need you. Maple saplings, sorry, don't need you. Barley seeds, I can find a ton of you, and then I've got enough empty inventory slots to steal this liquid essence, because this stuff does not behave like normal water. It's not infinite. So I'm just going to steal that. I'm so far out in the middle of friggin' nowhere. I don't think anyone else is going to come out here and be missing that pool of essence. But if anyone does miss that pool of essence, it's been caught on video that I am the guilty party in question. So you can come after me if you can find me. Oh man. We better not make enemies. I want to stay under the radar. I don't want to draw attention to myself until I can cast a few good spells and maybe have some steampunk technology going for me. Because what good is a steampunk wizard samurai if you got no steam and no punk and no whiz? I keep walking myself into corners. I just need to get out of here and go back home again. This is embarrassing again. Alright, now we're back in our dungeon-esque underground base that even a dwarf would be unhappy with. We've planted our sugarcane, and it is time to get into Ars Magicka. But hold on a second, you may be saying to yourself, what is the Ars Magicka? Well, that's a very good question. But anyway, I'm going to make myself a few things, starting with a table. So for that, we will need paper, and we will make a spell parchment out of these river canes, although it's really just sticks that you need. Make some wood. We'll make some slabbages. We will turn the slabbages into a tableages. Not that table, that's from Thumbcraft. We want a feather and the parchment and a torch. And this makes us an inscription table. New entry unlocked. This book unlocks more and more entries as we learn stuff. So now all of a sudden I have all these entries that I didn't have before. That's going to be awesome. We'll also want to make an oculus. For that we will need glass, we will need that, we will need coal, and we will need some of the bajillion blue topaz that we've gotten. Hopefully I can find uses for a lot of those things, because I certainly have a lot of them from the Ex Aliquo, which, for the record, I think is overpowered in this instance, but I'm not above taking advantage of it. Here is our oculus, and now we have yet another new entry. Now, currently we don't have a good place to put all this stuff, so I will just put it over here in the corner, make some stone bricks there. This is all mismatched. I'll fix all this later. Trust me. That's what they always say, isn't it? Here is our crazy desk. We'll need to make a Thumbcraft one as well. Thumbcraft I'm just going to be doing in the background, essentially, because as I said, if you want to see me do Thumbcraft stuff, shameless plug. So the inscription table is where we create our spells and stuff, but the oculus is where we peer into our innermost selves. Ars Magicka is essentially, it takes an RPG sensibility to magic where you level things up and all that kind of stuff. so that you can basically customize what kind of mage you are going to be. Now, what do we want? We want... these are the spell components, sorry. My brain is shutting down. I apologize for this derpiness, but what we really want is to create a spell that we can then cast a lot in order to gain more levels. That's what's up here. Currently we have 3 blue levels. The blue levels are the smallest kinds of levels. You can see 1 blue level would buy us any, or skill point I suppose, 1 blue skill point buys us any blue spell component. As you get down and down, you start getting green ones, which are more advanced, and red ones, which are even more advanced, and it gets more and more and more difficult. But we're going to start at the basics. Way up here, we want... I believe what I'm going to do, this is going to seem a little weird, but I'm going to get touch, we're going to get dig, and we're going to get projectile. Because I think what that will allow me to do is create a spell that is a projectile dig spell, so I just shoot it at the wall and blast whatever's there. That'll be really useful for like taking out the ores and stuff on the ceiling, because I'm not going to climb up there and get all these ores down. Although I probably should have done that when the room was still flush with the floor and wasn't a giant pit. Oh well, hindsight is 2012. Hindsight is 2 years ago. Aha, so now we've got touch, projectile, and dig. What we're going to want to do is make a spell. So we'll need a book and quill. I believe that is made like so. This is going to be our very first spell. We'll put it in here. We want it to be projectile. That's the first component. And then dig. That's how the logic of all this works, is you say it's either projectile or touch or whatever other things you've learned, and you say what the spell does, and you can create really complicated chains to create really unique spells. And we are going to name this... What will we name it? We will name it Micro Meteorite. When I was first joining the server, I asked them, like, what... Wait, how do we actually... Alright, this is really embarrassing. All of a sudden, I don't actually know how to... Ah, there we go. You just take it out. Micro Meteorite by ConnorChap. When I first joined up with this server, against all odds I know, but here I am, so there you go. Anyway, I asked if there were any server rules, and anyoners basically said that the main rule is, don't be an asteroid. So I will try not to be an asteroid. I will try not to, you know, do anything that would provoke Bruce Willis into punching me in the face. I will try not to wipe out any dinosaurs, you know. I'll try to be an okay guy. Anything new in here? No. So now we need to get more skill points, and we're going to do that by casting this spell. But hold on a second, you may ask yourself again in that stupid voice of yours. I'm sorry. It's okay. You don't need to be ashamed of your voice that I've decided you now have. It's fine. We will all love you unconditionally. Anyway, you may be asking to yourself with your stupid voice, how do you make the spell? Well, this tells you all of the ingredients. You need a blank room, Vintium dust, arrow, snowball, orange rune, iron shovel, iron pickaxe, and spell parchment. However, what the crap? How do you craft this thing? This is not a crafting recipe. Well, to do that, we are going to need something. We are going to need... Where is it? Is it in structures? We want a crafting altar. This is a crazy pants thing that we're going to need to build right now in order to make our first spell, and I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Alright, the crafting altar. The crafting altar can be made out of various different kinds of materials, and as it explains here, different materials give different qualities to the crafting altar. We're going to be making it mostly out of wood, which is just the worst material you could imagine, but then we do have enough iron blocks that we'll be able to make that a little bit more powerful using the iron. So to start with, you just have a 5x5 with a missing space in the middle, I believe. We'll need that space later. I believe an iron block goes there, actually. So I'll just start with that. Then we need some wood. I'll keep this on my inventory up here. We're going to fill in the spaces with the more magical components in a bit. Next up, we need, you can even look at it layer by layer. So next up we need more wood and some of our stairs, which we have also made. Here they are, lovely wooden stairs. And later on we will move this altar to a better location, and we will make it out of better materials, and in general, just give it a little bit more love and care. Let's leap up with our sword, because long swords are just the best. Who doesn't make a long sword? Post in the comments if you don't use Tinker's Construct to make a long sword so that I can make fun of you or something. I don't know. I wouldn't make fun of you. Unconditional, I say. We need our iron caps in the corners. Here we go. Excellent. Uh-oh, I didn't hear them. That means lag. Oh well. How do we get... We're gonna need to tunnel around. This is not intended... Oh wow, I'm lagging. I'm lagging something fierce, ladies and gentlemen. This is a problem with being on a multiplayer server. Let me just relog real quick. Okay, it looks like it should be fine now. Let's jump back in. Logging in, logging in to the server, yeah, baby. There we go. Now we can mine stuff again. I've been having so few problems with this server. It's a really, really wonderful server lag-wise, and in a lot of other ways too. It's an awesome server. Have I mentioned how happy I am to be accepted on the RAC Pack server? It is pretty dang cool. These are a lot of cool people. Let's see, another staircase goes here, except it's upside down. I'm not a cool people, so I can't get my staircases to be right. We need our cap back here. We need these ones here, and here, and here. And we need these ones. This looks completely unmagical, but trust me, it's gonna work. This isn't insane. It's totally workable, totally feasible. It's delicious. It's definitely going to pay off in the end. Alright, there we go. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm babbling. That is the basis of our altar, but we need some other stuff. We need magic walls, we need a crafting altar, and we need a lever and a lectern, so we can make all that really quickly. The lectern is so simple. It's just the leftover planks that I got from making that desk. There we are. The lever is just this stick. There we are. The magic walls are just smooth stone and Vintium dust. There we go. And then the crafting altar is just smooth stone and 1 Vintium dust. There we go. That's friggin' everything. New entry unlocked. I wonder what it could possibly be. Dark Essence Nexus. These are things that we'll need to make later for more powerful spells to energize this thing. But currently, we just need to put the magic walls in here. It makes it a bit more magical. Oh wait, what goes in there? I'm missing something here. Hang on a sec. Structures, crafting altar, just wooden blocks. Perfect. Wood blocks go there and there. Crafting altar goes there. And the lectern goes there. The lever goes there. We don't really need the lever, but anyway, believe it or not, this is our crafting altar done. Now, all we need to do is take our spell book. Where did our book go? There it is. Now, take micrometeorite, put it there, and now we just need to give it a blank rune and all this other stuff. We're missing a few things, though. Obviously the runes, which we can craft, but we need a snowball, which I'm kicking myself over because I threw snowballs out of my inventory a little while ago, so I no longer have them, which means that we will need to walk across the entire freaking earth in order to get snowballs, and also we will need to get a yellow flower to make orange dye so that we can make the orange rune. But then we will be ready, so I will be back, hopefully, and we will make our micrometeorite spell, and it'll be our first step on becoming a wizard. Man, this place is an utter dump.
Dig, 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 snow. Digging some snow, oh yeah, digging some snow. I'm done!
Alright, we have made it back. We have orange dye, we have snowballs, we are ready to go. So we're going to take one of these runes, we're going to dye it orange, and do we have everything else that we need? I believe we do. Let's just check the book one more time. We have blank rune, Vintium dust, arrow, snowball, orange rune, iron shovel, iron pickaxe, spell parchment. We put the Vintium dust back. There we are. Aha. We have everything. So where Thaumcraft has infusion, Ars Magica has spellcrafting. And this is the absolute best part of the mod. So I believe how we start is just throwing the blank rune in. Yes, and now this will tell us what we need. Every spell always begins with a blank rune. Next we need the Vintium Dust. We need the arrow. We need the snowball. We need the orange rune. We need the shovel for the diggages. We need the pickaxe for the pickaxages. And finally, to complete our first spell as a wizard, as a mage, a spell parchment. Aww. And now we've got our projectile spell for dig. The first thing you need to do is right-click it. You need to name it. I like micrometeorite. And we need to pick a symbol for it. So I believe I am going to pick, because it's a meteorite, I'm going to pick a little guy right there. That is perfect. Now we've got it. And you can see it's a little glowy thing in our hand. Oh, that is amazing. Let's try this out. Let's take out that chimerite ore up there. Oh, well, I can't take out the chimerite ore, but as you can see, it used up a little bit of mana and shot a little thing. Aha! There we go. When you successfully cast spells, you gain magical levels, and because I'm really low level, I'm going to be gaining lots of levels here, but you can't spam them because there's a little cooldown every single time after you cast the spell that makes you gain less experience from the next time you cast the spell. And I think this can dig everything that a stone pickaxe could dig, except it digs it instantly, which is pretty dang cool. And I'm just knocking holes all over in my base. I'll need to clean all this up, but I don't care. Check this out. Yeah, we're already level 6, and every other level we gain a new skill point. So now we've got 2 skill points. And we've unlocked a couple of other things in here. We have talents, which are basically little perks that you can get, and I'm immediately going to get mana regen. It's going to be really useful to have. Unlocked, no problem. And then we have affinities. And this, I'll be honest, is one of the main reasons that I'm getting into Ars Magica, because, in case you haven't noticed, I am, let me take off this stupid glowstone hat, I am an Enderman. But I, unfortunately, am slightly disabled in that I cannot currently teleport, and I'm very, very short. Sure, we could technically, let's see, what could we do? We could technically use the morph mod to turn into an Enderman. Oh, my skeleton. Oh, that hurt. But this is not us. This is just a stolen skin that we've taken from another one of the Endermen. So let's turn back into ourselves. I really want to learn how to teleport. That is my main goal, because without teleportation, I'm crippled. I'm vulnerable. I feel locked in an iron cage in my own body. So we're going to create spells that allow us to teleport. Somewhere down this utility tree there must be teleportation somewhere. Where is teleportation? We'll find it. We'll find it somewhere in here. Visibility, random teleport, blink, that's what we're going for. And that's a green skill, so it's going to be difficult to get there. But also, once we do get there, the more we cast certain kinds of spells, the more we gain affinities. And as you can see, we have a little bit of earth affinity. Currently, the red text means that we don't have those abilities. But as we gain affinity, you can see we're 0.01. This is out of, I believe, 100? Or maybe it's just out of 1. I can't remember, but we'll find that out. Anyway, that's earth affinity, but we aren't going to get earth affinity. We're going to get ender affinity. Now, on the surface, this looks bad. Weakness to water, weakness to sunlight, but the dark vision's really great. And once I get full ender affinity, finally, my fellow Endermen will stop attacking me every time I look at them. They'll finally realize that I am indeed one of them. And at that level, these affinities also reduce the cost of the different spells that you cast. So super high ender affinity means super low casting cost for ender spells. That will be freaking amazing. Thank you for the flint. So that is my goal. Step 1, mage, partially there. We are ready to keep going with the mage. Now all we need is some steampunk, And we need a better katana, because this one, this Roman gladius thing, this is not a katana. It's not the weapon of a samurai. We also need to write ourselves a good old samurai code. I think we need one of those, because I've been sort of willy-nilly about my behavior. But I intend to be a principled individual. Where will my principles get me in this cutthroat world of the RAC? I have no idea. Probably not very far, but at least now we've got a little bit of magic on our side. Oh, I love that. That will never get old. Well, I'd say that is my first episode here on the RAC done. Ender Academy will, of course, continue. Shameless plug. And yeah, I am really excited to be here. And I am interested to get to know everyone else on this server. And yeah, it's going to be a grand adventure. Thank you very much for watching. Maybe I'll see you next time. Adios.